Yo, I am doing a top 10 non-metal albums for 2014. I say non-metal because I like a lot of fucking metal, so it would dominate this list if I were to make one, because I feel like metal had an exceptionally amazing year, and then not metal had the opposite. If I do lists like this next year, it'll probably be the same structure, but probably won't be as late because I decided on this idea like a week before Christmas. So I only had like a month and a half now, maybe, to work on it, and half that time I kind of just felt like shit, so I wasn't doing it. So if I end up doing it next year, it'll be more of a progressively worked on throughout the year kind of thing. And I might even do some album reviews this year. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure. I mean, I probably will, but yeah, I don't want to make promises. Anyway, on to the list. Number 10, Army of the Pharaohs and Death Reborn. It's basically a rap supergroup with guys like Vinny Paz, Self-Titled, and Apathy, and other ones that don't matter as much or get as much time on the mic. It's basically really intense and gritty. It's a more intense, gritty version of the Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, not that amazing, but that's kind of what the Army of Pharaohs is. It's a congregation of many great MCs making shit together. I think there's probably like upwards of 10 members too, so it's another way to like the Wu-Tang Clan. But yeah. Number 10, Army of the Pharaohs and Death Reborn. They actually had 2 albums out this year, but Heavy Lies the Crown wasn't quite as good to me, and Army of the Pharaohs barely made it, so I mean, there's that. Number 9, Linkin Park, The Hunting Party. I honestly did not think I'd ever see the day where Linkin Park was decent again, because the last time I could stand their music was 2003's Meteor. I believe there's one song I kind of liked on Minutes to Midnight, but aside from that, I haven't liked anything they've released in 11 years. And guess what? They're number 9 on this list. As I said before, there's not really anything I think is an instant classic that came out this year, but still, that's very damn good. It's kind of, what they are now is kind of, or what they are now, what they are on this album, who the fuck knows by next album. They're kind of a mix of their early, like, new metal, rap metal style with some pop punk vibe and some of the alternative stuff they experimented with thrown in, which I like that. I don't think they make a good alternative band, but I think they supplement their style well with alternative elements. So yeah, and they got Rakim, one of the great 90s MCs, to do a song with them, which is really fucking weird, especially since it was one of the weakest songs, which kind of disappointed me. If that song had been awesome, the album would probably be in the top 5. But number 9 is still great for a band that I used to adore and have silently loathed for the last decade. Number 8, Pennywise, Yesterdays. This is... Yesterdays, I just realized, is actually a pretty nice fucking title for it, because they go back to like late 70s, early 80s, hardcore punk, like Dead Kennedys, DRI, Sex Pistols. There's really nothing like unique about them, maybe within the context of modern music, but in general there's nothing truly unique about them. They're just a great hardcore punk band that's fun to listen to. And I believe the album is like 31 minutes long, so it's not exactly... It doesn't exactly always say it's welcome for a band that's predicated on making really fast 2-minute punk songs. So, yeah. Number 8, Pennywise. Number 7, Diabolical. Fighting words, not word fighting. That would be awesome, actually. Yeah. Diabolic Fighting Words. Great MC. Intense lyrics. Fucking fighting words, if you will. It's just a bunch of great rap songs over admittedly kind of bland beats, which, if the beats were great, again, top 5. But yeah, he's a really great MC who just hasn't nailed the song structure yet. But like, some songs are good, some aren't as far as music. But he's at the top of his game as far as wordsmithery. And his collaboration with R.A. the Rugged Man on Suffolk's Most Wanted, which I believe is like track 4 or something on this album, is probably one of my favorite songs I've heard this year in any genre. Number 6, Godsmack, 1,000 Horsepower. It's fucking Godsmack. It's really, that's all there really is to say about it. It's Godsmack done to perfection. And it's awesome. Next. Presidents of the United States of America. I love this. I love that the presidents of the United States of America are still making music. They're like one of those 90s alternative bands that had 2 awesome hits. And then everyone forgot about them, but they didn't stop making music, and they're still making awesome music that sounds just like the shit they were making 20 years ago, and it's still fucking awesome. They're just... It's great, simple but catchy alternative rock with weird-ass lyrics about fleas and birds and the state of Ohio and the moon. And it's awesome. Listen to it now. Number 4, the Lawrence Arms, Metropole. It's another great new punk band. I guess they're not new. It's like the second or third album, I believe, but they're fairly fucking new. And this is a little more the like Sex Pistols style than the like DRI Dead Kennedy style that Pennywise was going for. It's a little more upbeat, but it's very like not politically charged, I guess, but more the world around us sucks, man. Charged kind of lyrics, but not done like, it's not preachy, but it's thematically like that. And it's really smartly written punk, which a lot of bands trying to emulate old school punk don't really care about. And they have a song called Paradise Shitty, so that alone should warrant your attention. Number 3, By Absence of the Sun by Triggerfinger. Okay, the album is called By Absence of the Sun. The band is Triggerfinger. I realized after I said that how confusing it sounded. They're basically an awesome Queens of the Stone Age Muse type ambient bluesy rock alternative thing. They're really not unique in any way. It's just like a Queens of the Stone Age type musical stylings that I just fucking adore. Queens of the Stone Age is one of my favorite more modern rock bands. And Triggerfinger basically releases a great Queens of the Stone Age album with a little more ambience, I guess. And a little more weird instrumentation. But it's still awesome. It's really fucking awesome. Number 2, Weird Al Yankovic, Mandatory Fun. I consider not putting this on the list because it's mostly just parodies of other songs. But the fact that he takes such terrible music, makes it amazing, is not only a credit to his genius, but it's just awesome to listen to. And I couldn't bring myself to not put it on the list. He takes songs like Fancy, Royals, Blurred Lines, and Happy, and just makes them awesome. He actually has a song in the style of the very underrated 90s alternative rock / metal band Pixies, and made a whole song based on their style. And the fact that he did that within a bunch of parodies of Fancy and Happy is just fucking awesome. I honestly think this is one of his best albums yet, and I love Weird Al to begin with, so that's a lot of praise coming from me. He's just the shit in every way. Number 1, Radio Moscow, Magical Dirt. Okay, if there's an album that I would even consider calling an instant classic on this list, it's Magical Dirt by Radio Moscow. Every single fucking song is amazing. The sound is kind of hard, like it's hard to describe because it's so complex. But imagine, if you will, assuming you even know like what a lot of these bands sound like. Corrosion of Conformity meets Cream with the guitar stylings, like the minute and a half long solos of bluesy solos of Stevie Ray Vaughan, and you've basically got Radio Moscow, a really heavy Cream fronted by the guy from Corrosion of Conformity with Stevie Ray Vaughan on guitar. It's the 70s metal, I guess. I don't know. You have to listen to it. It's a musical fucking journey. It's amazing. I can just turn on and do anything. I guess I can do that with any music, but it's hard to describe how amazing this music is to me. It's fucking awesome. If you have an appreciation for old school rock like Cream, Jimi Hendrix, or blues, or like groove metal like Corrosion of Conformity, then, or if you just like music that is amazing, you need to check out Radio Moscow. And I'm going to check out their back catalog now, because they have 3 or 4 other albums apparently that I feel retarded for not knowing about, but am very happy that I have to now get into for the first time. So yeah,